Blackboard now has a feature that was not available in version 8. This allows the instructor to create a set of groups all at once and make these same determinations that you had before. There's self-enroll, where students can go ahead and make their choices, manual enroll, where you put people in the groups, or random, you let Blackboard choose. Now the difference between this and the single group is at one time you create a whole set of groups. So let's say you have a course of 30 students and you want to have, instead of having to, say groups of 5 and you make 6 different groups one at a time, you could do that all at once. Let me show you how this looks in Blackboard. Once again, I'm at my home page in my little sandbox. I'm going to expand users and groups just as you did before. Selecting groups, we're going to use this other button over here. So again, quickly, if we were going to do a manual enroll, it's very similar to what we've done before. I'll name this one Group Set Manual. I'll keep it available. The tools you're already familiar with. Personalization, but now we determine how many groups there are going to be, and I'll say for this course there's going to be 3 different groups that I'd like to create all at once. When I make this submission, it takes me to another window. Now it's got Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. It's created the 3 groups for me. And now I'm going to put students into each of these groups. I like this feature a lot. If I remove members who are already in a group, it helps me keep track of not accidentally putting a student into 2 groups or forgetting a student and they don't have a group at all. So I like to keep this checked. So I'll come in here and put in 1, 2, 3 students here, and then I can come down here and you see how easy it is to select students, and I can balance these groups out so that I know who's where, and if I make a mistake I can select that person and take them out. The other thing that's nice is you can here change the name, so if you have like team names you don't have to stick with these automatically generated names. You can come in and override those. And that's how you create a manual enroll group set. Let me show you the options for the self-enroll, and then we'll end with random enroll. Self-enroll is pretty similar to what you saw before. You name the group. You can make it available or set it for a sign-up sheet until everybody's in and then come back and turn it on like we did before. So if I do the sign-up sheet, then you put a name on the sign-up sheet and any instructions. And finally, you can put the maximum number of members and let them see who's already signed up for the group. Now I'll do this one set and let's see what it looks like from the student view. So here's what it looks like to me. I've got self-enroll 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go be a student. So here I am again in a student login. I'll select groups over here. And now here's group set self-enroll we just created. And here's all of the groups. And if there were members in, I could start looking and seeing which group I'd like to be in. I can tell how many more seats are available in that group. So I'm going to sign up for this group 2. So now I'm all set. Now, and again, it's letting me know because I had it, it's not available yet, so that red mark isn't a bad thing. We're going to do the same thing here with this other student. Select groups, look at the sign-up sheets, and now I can tell that my friend ULV student 2 is in here. Only 3 people can be in this group, so I'll sign up for this group also. In the instructor view, when I want to come in and see who's in each group, I can now tell that 2 students are signed up for this particular group. So it really sort of helps your workflow depending on how you want your groups to be set up. Now the very last one is sort of obvious. It's a random enroll, and you determine the number of students in a group, and it will randomly put students in a group, and then you don't have to worry about it at all. Let me show you that one feature. I'm back in that groups area, and now I'll make this last one, random enroll. You've got the same thing, the name, the description, the group availability and tools. But down here, now you have these permutations. First of all, it just wants to know which is more important, how many students are in a group or how many groups you want to ultimately have. And then, if there's extra students, how do you want them split up? Just evenly amongst the groups, so some groups have one or two more students, or put the remaining groups in their own area, or leave the remaining groups students aside and you'll come in and distribute them the way you'd like them. So it's got a lot of features to it. I'll go ahead and I'd like the number of students per group is going to be 3, so now I'm going to let it generate, and I'll do this manual one. So now I've got all the groups were created and random students were selected. I chose 4, and so everybody fit perfectly. If I wanted now to play around and retweak students, I could certainly put a student here, and now that student is eligible to be put in another group. So if I really would prefer to have Brian in this 4th group, and this person in this group, you still, although you've randomized most of the students, you do have the option to go in and override a couple of placements. And nicely, you can also override the names. So group sets and single groups are pretty cool in our new Blackboard system.